Right. So in the last session, I have discussed about an overview about the software development life cycle. Am I right? This is what something we have discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Same time, even I discussed about what are the different roles to be see in application development, either right from the project manager, business analyst, architect, development team, testing team, and user interface design. Right. So that part we have discussed in the last session. Now, as in when I mentioned you, as far as the application development is concerned, irrespective of technology and the domain, there are different stages we have, like analysis stage, planning and design, implementation, all that. So each and every phase, the one which I am showing you over here, will be managed by multiple people, right? So there is no one role will be managed this. So that has some differences. Okay. Now, let me elaborate you the first one right now. As far as the first phase is called analysis phase. You please make a note of this review. Analysis phase. In this, in this, being a business analyst, in this, being a business analyst, we try to we try to identify we try to identify a business problem or problems. We try to identify the business problem or problems by understanding the business situation. By understanding the business situation. Done writing? Clear?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Business situation. Next point in the same in the analysis phase itself. Second point. Understanding business objectives. Understanding business objectives, goals. Understanding business objectives, goals. Understanding business objectives, goals, and scope of the project. And scope of the project. For the project.
Sorry, what?
For the project.
Further.
Project that we are developing. That we are developing. Okay, because the first phase is called analysis phase. In this analysis phase, normally we being a business analyst, our role is mainly important. Of course, because we are considered as a front end people, right? So we are in the front end side of the project. Wherein the first thing what we do is to understand the business situation, objectives, goals, and all, and as part of the analysis phase. As a BA, we do that. We try to understand the business situation, objective, goals, what are to be achieved, right? What is the scope of the project, and what kind of solution is something suitable. Right on. One more point. Understanding. One more point under analysis only. Understanding what kind of solution in brackets write down as business solution, because as a BA we come up with business solution. What kind of solution that we are proposing. That we are proposing. That we are proposing. This is called analysis phase. Understood? Clear to you?
Yes.
Right? This is what we call as analysis phase. The first thing is this. Analysis phase is this. As a BA, we will be starting this. Second phase, write down planning and design phase. In this phase, project manager, or else write down project manager, do project planning, project manager, do project planning, project manager, do project planning by considering budget, timeline, and manpower. By considering budget, timeline, and manpower. Now, let me explain you. Normally, what happens when we want to develop a solution for any customer? Let's say that we are developing some healthcare management system to a hospital, for example. Okay, you are going to develop that. So as a BA, in the analysis phase, whatever we do, I already explained. Now, based on the understanding or the analysis we have made, project management team or a project manager has to do the project planning. Project planning matlab, how much time will it be taken for us to complete the project? Either it is 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 12 months, 1.5 years or so. Depends on the size of the project and complexity, etc. So how much time will it be taken? For this is the time, how much manpower we require. How much manpower, how many employees we require to develop the project, what complexity this is involved. Above all, major parameters that are to be addressed, all these based on the budget. Budget means how much budget is allocated. Sometimes, for example, we are developing some healthcare management system to a hospital. Sometimes, in some customers tell you, this is our budget, some X amount, right? This is our budget. So we want you to develop a solution within this budget. This is one scenario. Sometimes customer will tell you this. Sometimes customer will tell you their requirement. Normally, allotment of a project from the customer not happen through references in the international market, right? This is through bidding. Bidding bolte hum. Bidding. I hope you understood. Bidding. Online will happen. Means some customer coming up with some requirement, they will post a bid online tendering, they will post. So and so, we are so and so, we want so and so solution we want. And whoever is interested, capable, at the same time, whoever can meet the requirements, so please submit your proposal. Okay. That's how generally the bidding happens. It's a open bidding. Okay. They will give you the requirement high level. And they mention the criteria also. Because, for example, hospital wants some hospital management system. They want someone whoever are already experienced in developing these kind of projects. That is the criteria. Okay. If that was not there, then there is no point in giving a project, because that's the first criteria, right? For example, you want to participate in the bidding, you must have that experience earlier. Maybe you may have experience for one project or maybe for two or multiple. End of the day, you must be having that. Otherwise, you are not eligible to do it. So any customer do the same. Prior experience hona hi chahiye, right? So if you want to address the project, sometimes customer will give you the case, as I told you. Customer will give the requirement, they'll give you the budget. This is our budget. So within that budget, can you do? If you do, how you are going to do, and provide your technical specification, project planning, what software are you going to use, what hardware, how much time will it be taken, how much manpower, what is your approach, pura, right? So we have to submit everything. So they see, and finally they come up with one. They'll select one vendor. Normally, that is one way to do it. Second way, customer will give you the requirement, and they'll ask us to submit the project proposal, project planning report. We have to submit. Means based on the requirement they have given, what kind of solution you are going to develop. We have to create a detailed project report. We as a team, not as a BA. Do remember, right? So project manager will give their inputs. Business analyst persons and professionals will give their inputs. Architects will think from the architectural point of view. Technical people will think from the technical side. What considerations, what difficulties, limitations, challenges, how we can go about further, right? So this is a team effort end of the day. We come up with a project report, project planning report, kya karna, kaisa karna, how to prepare this, right? So everything will be discussed among ourselves, and we come up with one proposal. Normally, when we are submitting a proposal, we as a vendor, as a team, as an IT company, whatever you name you can call, proposals will be of two different types. दो proposals है. One is technical proposal, second is a financial proposal. Technical proposal means how are we going to do, what we are going to do, right? So what is our approach, right? So that everything we have to send a technical proposal. Second is a financial proposal or a budget related proposal. Financial proposal means to develop the solution, how much will it cost us to develop it? Normally, our profits will be included in it, right? Because when you are giving a proposal, we include our cost also. How much cost will it take in? Cost means maybe in terms of the infrastructure that we are using to develop a solution. Maybe a software cost, maybe an infrastructure cost, software, maybe manpower, how much salaries are required for us to pay. Let's say that example, it takes 6 months. Assume that. 6 months के salaries के लिए we have to calculate miscellaneous expenses. Everything we have to calculate. So we keep all these in mind. This is a generic point. Okay, this is not something for only IT projects. Everywhere, even in non-IT also, this is how generally we do. Right. So depends on the time it will be taken, how much expenses happens and all. So when we are submitting a financial bidding proposal as a team, okay, because you need to understand this from the team perspective, because not as a BA alone, because it's a collective teamwork end of the day. So
I
what?
have one question. Sorry, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, Actually, whatever you have said till now, the everyone will give their input to the project manager,
Yes.
and project
Yes.
manager will
Yes.
submit everything.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Answer is yes. Because
Okay, sir.
project manager beginning yesterday means before the session, your last session also I told you. Project manager are the people who manages the project. So if there is any project planning or something a project manager is doing, multiple hands will be participating, right? So BA will give their expertise and their involvement is there, architect team's involvement is there, technical team involvement. Everybody will put together, right? So everybody will put their inputs, and finally we put together, we create a project plan report, but organizing and managing it by the project manager on a whole high level note,
Okay.
you can call. But it must be a collective effort by all the people. Okay, understood?
Yeah.
You're clear, right? So everybody is required, right? For example, you are constructing a building, you requires everyone's effort, right? Even electrician will give his own idea plan, a plumber, a person who design plumbing design, right? So they give their plan. A landscaping wallow, right? So those people will give their own plan. So because these are all subject matter experts, right? For example, plumbing person is subject matter expert in plumbing design. Kaisa karna, kya karna. Electrical drawings will be given by an electrician. So everybody have their own expertise, right? So everybody are collectively discussing and they come up with a building plan. Hena, am I right? Right or not?
Yes. Yeah.
And building plans may be multiple, right? For example, external elevation of a building might be different. For example, we are constructing a residential building or an apartment. So floor plan is different, flat plan is different, electrical drawing is different, plumbing drawing is different, landscaping drawing is different. So at least 10 to 12 drawings required for you to construct a building. In the same manner, when you are developing an application, be the same. We have solution architecture, we have data architecture, we have application architecture, we have systems architecture, we have business architecture, right? So by combining all this, put together is called one solution architecture. Finally, it comes with it. So enterprise architecture, finally solution architecture will be defined. So collective responsibility, point to be noted, it must be a collective responsibility. So you understood, right? You understood.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Now coming back to the point, budget. Normally when it comes to the budget, that's where generally we have stopped. So when it comes to the budget, what happens sometimes budget, if customer is asking you to submit your proposal, right? So sometimes customer will tell you, you come up with your proposal so that बाद में negotiate कर लेंगे, right? So we negotiate when finally to whom they will be giving, they take a call on that. When we are proposing a budget or when we are giving a budget, normally budget we give in two ways. One is fixed budget, second is FTE based. Fixed budget means to develop the project, fixed cost we give. For example, $5,000, roughly speaking. So $5,000 we want. So आप क्या क्या प्रोजेक्ट का रिक्वायरमेंट था पूरा हम प्रिपेयर करके आपको दे देते, but it will take $5,000. If you are giving a fixed budget, please do remember you have to complete the project within the specific timelines. Okay, based on the requirement that they have given, and you must ensure that customer that no changes in requirements taken place. Then only fixed budget will be helpful to you. Otherwise, what will happen? You have agreed for $5,000. You have agreed. Customer agreed even. Later on, once the project has started, requirements have changed. Requirement changed, effort change. Effort changed, automatically duration change. Duration change, automatically expenses are also changed. So what will happen sometimes? Sometimes project will be in break even. Sometimes it run under the losses also. वो हम बोलते cost failure project. I think you might heard of something even in real world like cost failure बोलते, right? So cost failure means failure in terms of the cost. See, the work is success. Work is success. Everybody are happy, but the person who has taken that is under the loss because he has agreed for that cost, but due to multiple reasons, or it can be improper project planning or something, instead of taking 6 months, it has taken 8 months. So 2 months ka expenses because you have agreed for 6 months and you have assured the customer that it will be completed in 6 months. After that, no negotiation. So again, 2 months ka expenses you have to burn. So what happened? Automatically your profit will come down. So sometimes cost failure projects. So normally fixed cost we don't do. In earlier days, normally we used to follow. Nowadays we are not doing it. But given an example, I have given this. Second option. Second is FTE based. FTE means full-time employment. For example, to develop some hospital management system, how much manpower you require? You require one business analyst or two business analysts, one project manager, three developers, three testing people, two user interface designers, one database design team. So all put together somewhere around 10 to 15 employees required. And these employees payment we calculate normally on hourly basis, hourly rate. We give a quotation to the hourly. For example, if he's a project manager, hourly rate is $80. If it's a developer, hourly rate is $50 hourly. For example, how many hours that person worked, those many hours we calculate the rate. For example, person is working for 8 hours. 8 into 5, 50, $400 per day. Okay, $400 per day. That's how generally we calculate. But the dollar rate, whatever the dollar amount we are giving, that may vary depends on the role. For example, if you take architect roles, architects are highly paid among everyone, among all. Architects are highly technical, knowledgeable people, so their cost is very higher, right? So in the same manner, even developers also something costly because they have to write the code, right? Management side, whoever is there, their cost will be lesser because they are in the management side, right? So their cost will be lesser. Technical side, high cost, normally, usually, because without a developer, you cannot write the code. Of course, nowadays there are a lot of options are coming in, but still anyway. So cost we calculate and we do the calculation of the cost based on these grounds, based on these conditions. Based on, for example, if you this project to be completed, assume that we required 15 people. How many? What is the dollar rate? Dollar? How much? How many of dollar per hour? So based on that, this is हम बोलते FTE बोलते. This is the second option. Normally we go for second option only. Understood, Divya? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So based on, so this is all a पूरा planning and design पे आता है ये पूरा a project planning में. So we submit the quotation again. Customer will negotiate because we are not only the one people, right? Maybe some other competitors might also submitted the bid. So customer normally customer right? So they negotiate with all the people who have submitted the bidding. They discuss the technical approach, not only cost all the time. See, for example, among people, one person has given the least quotation doesn't mean he get the project because end of the day they want their project to be successful. So they see the technically who are capable to complete, right? So they see even they don't only see what we call the cost, okay? Because end of the day if they see the cost, if the quality of the project is down, then they will be under loss, right? So they don't want to put themselves in loss, right? So hence they don't do that. So negotiation will happen and finally project will be allotted and their SLA document, SLA हम बोलते हैं. SLA means service level agreement. Who should write the service level agreement? And vendor has to give it to the customer. Service level agreement stating that this is that something we have accepted for this cost, for this duration. This is the technology we are using. This is how the approach we follow. A written document will be given to the customer. From there onwards, projects will kick off. Okay, this is the overall understanding. So this project planning, design, everything, pura उस पे आता है, right? So the project planning, coming back to the point, project planning will be done by the project manager. Just now I have explained everything to you. Understood? You're clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So project planning, including all I told you, right? So even budget, timeline, right? So what kind of model we want to use. One more point here you need to know, model is also important. Because SDLC planning is not only sufficient, but model is required. So what is meant by model? Model matlab kya hai? I'll give you a non-IT based example so that you will be understood well. Let's not get into BA, IT, healthcare. Okay, I'll give a generalized example from a business point of view. You can understand well. Model matlab kya hai? Importance kya hai? Model pe. For example, you are into furniture manufacture. You are into business. You are into furniture manufacture. So you customize furniture according to the customer requirement. Either it can be chairs, tables, anything, sofas, everything you can do. That is your business. Now, one customer came to you. He has given the requirement that I required some 500 chairs, seating chairs, 500. The very first thing you ask, design. What is the design? Can you show us the design? So he has given the design. You have negotiated with the cost, duration, everything. He has given the design to you. You said it takes 6 months time for you to complete. Customer, excuse me, customer accepted. Even financials also discussed, finalized and all, and customer went. Second customer came. He is also with the same requirement. 500 chairs he want. But as far as the duration is concerned, he cannot wait for 6 months. He has his own reason, business reason. So you want this chairs to be delivered in 3 months' time. Being an entrepreneur, you have your own plan of action, right? Kaisa karna, kya karna. You have your own idea, so that you have accepted. Even 3 months, yes, I can do it. Because end of the day, fundamental point that we don't want to lose our customer. End of the day, that is important. So you have your own idea. You have accepted. He has given the design also. But you want in 3 months, that is the condition you have accepted because you want to put some additional manpower or XYZ, you have accepted it. He went. Third customer came. He also given the design, but he has given only 80% design to you. 20% design was not given. For example, 80% design means in a chair, whenever you sit on the chair, we lean back. That lean back design, that lean back whenever the backrest you see, that was not finalized so far. He said that बाद में आप दे देते, right? So we give it now. As of now, it was not finalized so far. I'll give you maybe in coming days. We give it. So 80% design I have given, 20% design I'll give you later. But he don't have any timing restrictions, nothing. Even financials even discussed here. Now, my question to you, if you are an entrepreneur, if these are the three kind of people you come across, my question to you is, will you follow the same process of manufacturing of a chair for all the people? Assume that normally it won't happen, but assume that all the people required only 500 chairs, 500, 500, 500, for example. Okay, if you are an entrepreneur or a businesswoman, now if you want to take up this task and to move further, will you follow the same manufacturing process or do you follow a different process? What is your answer for this?
Different process, because first customer has no any requirements. He has just told that he want just 500 chairs. Then another customer has some design specifications, and he has some requirement but not that much, and he wants it like in 3 months. And another has very less requirement, no, so many requirements. So for three of them, it will be this different structure and model and different process.
So what do you see here then? Will you follow the same process or any same different process? Am I right?
Different process, yeah.
The answer is wrong. Process
O-
remains same. But what is different? Approach is different.
Okay.
Understood? Process same. See, for every chair to manufacture, process एक ही रहता है, right? So process में कुछ changes नहीं है यहाँ. But approach is the difference. What is an approach? I will tell you. For example, in the first customer, duration is clear, design is
Yeah.
clear,
Yeah.
everything is clear, right? You don't have any problem in it. Whereas for the second customer, you have a constraint of timing. So what you need, you want some additional manpower. In spite of 10 people, you are recruiting 15 people to do that. You know, right? Approach is different. So you are increasing man hours, you are increasing the manpower and you are doing it. That is the second thing. Whereas for the third customer, what you are doing, will you wait till the 20% design comes? Will you wait? You don't.
No.
What you do, you complete the rest of the portion, okay, and you
Yeah.
wait for the 20% design to be agreed. So once it is accepted and agreed, what you do, you simply manufacture that part, that only the backrest part, and your assembling team will simply assemble with the rest of the ones and give chair to the customer so that you don't need to waste your time. You know? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Clear, Divya, right? So here do remember the model that you follow, the process of manufacturing, everything remains the same, right? But when it comes to the approach, for first customer, the approach is different. Second customer approach is different. Third customer approach is different. Am I right or not? Yes.
Yeah.
Depends on the customer requirement. Your approach you have changed, the model, the process remains same for you. In the same manner, that's where generally when it comes to the application development, also the same thing applied. That's where generally हम बोलते हैं SDLC models बोलते हैं हम, software development lifecycle models. This software development lifecycle models changes from one to another. It will not be the same in all the conditions. Some customer want you to deliver the whole project at a time. Some customer want you to do the project on phase wise. क्या क्या आपको चाहिए मैं पहले बता देता हूँ आपको. So please complete that and give it to me. That's how generally some customer will tell you. Some customer will tell you we have given the requirements, but बीच में कोई requirements change होने के बाद you have to make the changes accordingly. That is something which customer says. So depends on the customer to customer, type of project to project, it will vary. For example, if you are working on some e-commerce हो जैसा Amazon or Flipkart हो जैसा projects you are developing an e-commerce portal, requirements may not be standard all the time, right? So depends on market needs. They may be required to make some changes in between. Fatafat, you have to do it in between. You shouldn't take much time, okay? Because you never know how market reacts, predicts. So you must be ready to make changes when customer says you have to make the change faster and you have to give. So your team should be trained in such a way to do this. Understood, Divya? Clear, right?
Yes.
That's where generally SDLC models comes. What are those models? I'll tell you. Waterfall, V model, agile. I'll tell you that later. Okay, not now.
So sir, the project should be process oriented or approach oriented?
Process we follow. Approach will differ from project to project. Approach.
Okay.
Approach is different because normally, let's say hospital management system, healthcare management system, you are developing. To complete the whole thing, it is taking 6 to 8 months time. Will you wait for that 6 months time? Will you expect customer wait for 6 months? No. Am I right?
Yeah.
You don't wait for 6 months to give you the project, right? So what will you do nowadays? Nowadays, what you are doing, you are asking prior only. What you want, you please let me know. So we complete that part and we give it to you. Rest we do slowly. Am I right?
Okay.
Today
So
we do.
SDLC is the standard process to
हाँ यस.
any
पीएलसी
any
प्रोसेस
project.
सेम एक ही था.
Yeah.
प्रोसेस
Yeah.
में क्या क्या आपको बता रहा हूँ. एनालिसिस पे प्लानिंग एंड डिजाइन ये पूरा एक ही था. सी दिस प्रोसेस रिमेन सेम. अंडरलाइन यही प्रोसेस हम यूज करते.
Okay.
बट
तो
रिक्वायरमेंट टू
प्रोसेस को
रिक्वायरमेंट.
फॉलो करने के लिए जो भी पाथ होगा वो चेंज होता रहेगा
हाँ पाथ विल.
प्रोजेक्ट टू प्रोजेक्ट,
हाँ
राइट?
अप्रोचेस आर चेंजिंग. वो अप्रोचेस हम बोलते वाटरफॉल बोलते वी बोलते एजाइल मॉडल बोलते. डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मॉडल अप्रोचेस वी फॉलो. समटाइम्स हाइब्रिड मॉडल्स. Something that's how generally we follow. But the process, whatever the process of SDLC, as in when I'm showing you, just because of that you are doing project in shorter time doesn't mean we don't follow. This process is remains same. Every work, whatever the work you have taken, you have to analyze it, you have to do the planning, you have to do the design, you need to code it, you have to test it, you have to deploy that, you have to deliver, and you have to do the maintenance. But in what time, in within how much time this you are doing? Are you doing for the whole project or a piece of work? Matters depends on the project to project, situation to situation, budget to budget, time to time, effort to effort, manpower to manpower, technology to technology. That will vary. Understood,
Okay.
Divya? Clear?
Yeah.
Agreed? Understood or not? Right?
Yeah, yes, sir. I mean, understood.
Right. So that's how generally it happens. So project planning will be done by them. Now, write the next point. After project planning, next point, under planning and design. Architecture team, write down. Architecture team will design solution architecture for the project. Architecture team will design solution architecture for the project. Means how the project should be developed. There must be some technical roadmap should be given. Who will be giving this? Architect team has to be given, right? Architect people are there, they will be giving that. Next, database team will take care of the database designing. Next, business analyst team finalize the requirements and document those for the benefit of technical team to understand. For the benefit of technical team to understand. Done writing? Clear?
Yeah.
Last but not least, if there is any prototype that are to be designed, it will be done by UI team. UI means user interface team. This is all comes under planning and design. Next, implementation. In this phase, technical team develop a business logic. Means they write the code. That's what I'm saying, right? Develop a business logic for the requirements, and at the same time functionality. Requirement is nothing but a functionality for the requirements that they have identified. Developers, user interface designers, all these people will write the code for the functionalities that we have designed. Next, testing team. Write down testing team. Testing team will perform testing of the code that was written by the development team. That's what generally testing team do. Testing team job is to do the testing. Okay, so whatever the code they have written, whether it is right or not, everything will be tested by the testing team. That's what testing team do. Understood? You're clear?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes.
Right. Once testing, the next is deployment team. Right. Deployment team do the deployment of the particular project at the client location or at the client environment. For example, I'm executing a project. I'm executing a project using my system. If I'm going to give you, what is that something you ask? Raj, can you deploy or execute the project in my system or not? Right. So because you want end of the day that has to be run in your system. That is something being a customer you are expecting. So वो हम बोलते deployment बोलते. So once it is deployed, next delivery team will deliver the project. Last but not least, maintenance team will look after the maintenance, if any, in future. Understood, Divya? Clear? Divya.
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is what generally the software development lifecycle process is all about. Clear? Right.
Yeah.
Now, tomorrow I'm going to discuss about models. What are those models? Tomorrow I'm going to discuss.
Okay.
Right. See you. Bye. Thank you.